We come from the stars, and that's who we are. We are voices. There's nothing to fear. Explode in your rear. Feel our voices.
Boom indeed. We're back. We're VOR. We're Ed.
We are Mike.
And we are Carl.
And we are the world.
We are Legion. We are Borg.
We are Borg.
Oh, you took mine. Shit.
Sorry.
Hey, no, I should be better. I'm Mr. Improv. Hey, look at me, being funny. Yeah.
I'm on Chris Godfrey.
I pay good money. I should be faster. Now I'm gonna quit.
That's what you should do. You could steal this idea. One time, just do a whole show where you steal old SNL bits and try to pass them off as your own.
Oh yeah, that will always fail.
No, I mean, but play it up. Like, be like, here's a 100% original bit. You have never seen this before, and then just like play it off like you don't know that it's an SNL bit, you know, and just like make an entire show of it. It'd be hilarious.
Well, a lot of people haven't seen that stuff, so it might
That's
actually
true.
be able to pull it off.
Yeah, but I mean, but of course, like I said, I'm also one of those guys that like I find shit funny that no one else finds funny. A lot of times I'm just telling jokes for myself. So.
And you're not really into Tim and Eric. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, I know. You would think.
Yeah.
It'd be a good fit, but.
Anyway, so we got some feedbacks for you guys today from you guys.
Yay!
Yay! So we got a couple Republicans. That is listener feedback voicemail from you to us today, right now. Theme song.
So who's our first caller? Let's get to it. Because we have quite a few. So.
Yes, we do. First up,
Republicans.
this is a mystery caller.
Oh.
But they're from, looks like Roselle, Illinois.
Ooh. It's probably someone you know. It's probably a relative of Ed. Another relative of Ed's.
Because, you know, these Polacks breed like rabbits.
Because we're good at it.
Fuck yeah. Oh, show you how.
Hi, I'm also upset about Anakin being at the end of the special edition Return of the Jedi. You know, the main problem I have is that he's wearing the wrong color robes. All right, bye.
I liked that call, dude. That was cool. Who was that?
I still don't know. It was very quick.
Let's call back. Did you just call back and let us know?
Yeah, well, you should leave your name. We should make rules. You should leave your name. Be to the point. No, it was to the point.
Yeah, it was.
To the point, and the point was a good point because it was bullshit, that whole thing. Like, he was wearing, like, old dude robes. It was weird.
Yeah. But I love that.
We talking. I'm sorry. We're talking about Return of the Jedi Special Edition when they put in Hayden Christensen as Anakin. That's what we're talking about. Okay. Just want to be clear. So.
Apparently, yes, and apparently that's what upset him. Not that Hayden Christensen appeared. That the robes are wrong.
The robe color. But the robe colors were wrong and weird. Like, he looked like he was wearing old Obi-Wan's robes.
Yeah. It just makes it even worse.
Yeah.
And they were that style, too, weren't they?
Yeah. And, you know, that's something that Anakin never really... Good point. He never really wore robes like that in the prequels or anything, so...
He had the big, like, pinched-up leather, cool-looking robes. His shit was cool.
He went from being a little kid in brown robes to back in black.
Like, he went straight to Hot Topic. He really...
He went to Intergalactic Hot Topic.
I want to see a Hot Topic Jedi. That is a mashup I would love to see at a convention.
Except
for it be every Sith that's ever been cosplayed.
So we have to change the name of the store to Hot Topic.
Oh.
Isn't he smart? No, I would say though the Sith cheerleaders look kind of Hot Topic.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, like pretty much anything from Legacy that's Sith looks super Hot Topic.
Right on.
That's true.
Let's hear another call. These are awesome.
Yeah. Let's go. Thanks, Mystery Caller. Leave your name next time.
Yeah, and call back and let us know who the hell you are.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling.
Give us more insight. What else have you noticed?
Yeah.
Cool. Hey, it's Jim Goff.
Yay!
Hey guys, it's Jim. I'm actually calling you from the road. I'm on my way over to Green Bay to see the Packers hopefully beat the shit out of the Bears.
It's not that hard.
Football stuff, you know.
Football
Favorite video game. I don't know. I've played a lot of games that I've had really, really positive experiences with. It's probably going to have to be a Legend of Zelda game. Now, if you don't know, my son's middle name is Ganon, which of course is the oft-time antagonist of the Zelda series. And I have another son on the way. His name's going to be Lincoln, and we're totally just going to call him Link. So we have a Lincoln Ganon. So I got to say, my favorite video game is probably Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening for the Game Boy. I mean, that was the first Link. Wow, that was the first Zelda game that I ever beat. It's what came with my Game Boy. I played it over and over and over, and yeah, I try to play it every once in a while again, all the way through, and it's definitely my favorite Zelda game. Probably one of my favorite games of all time. And the Zelda series definitely influenced me enough to name my kids after it. So I kind of feel like I have to pick it by default. I mean, it's not to say when I was in middle school, we used to play WWF Attitude all the time on PlayStation. Metal Gear Solid is an amazing game. Just lots of good game stuff. Regular NES, best game probably. God, I don't even know which one I played the most. We would rent games more than buy games back then. I know for Super Nintendo, I love
Renting
Earthbound,
games.
and Link to the Past, and Super Metroid. But yeah, Link's Awakening is definitely my favorite video game. Thanks. See you guys later.
It's really funny because that call pretty much gave us enough content for like 3 more segments. Because first off, Link's Awakening, the first Zelda game I ever actually beat, loved it. Great game, and I totally forgive the ending where it's like, it was all a dream.
Oh, boo.
It was such a good game that you were like, that's fine. I'm okay with that. But I also think that you're in good company because Robin Williams named his daughter Zelda after the princess Zelda.
Zelda.
From the
And
Zelda games.
sometimes I'll say to my cat, "What are you thinking, Lincoln?" Dash.
That's awesome.
Cool.
But-
Thanks, Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of Link love, man. A lot of Link love. And it came in every Nintendo game was in a gray box, gray cartridge, until Adventure of Zelda, and it was like,
Gold. Fucking gold, man.
Oh, the gold one, yeah.
That was special. How could you not feel special playing that game when you busted that shit open and it was just sparkly and shiny? It's like,
so dumb, and I fell for that hook, line, and sinker.
You know, but it's amazing because it was such a good game that you weren't disappointed. Like, you saw it, you looked at it, you're like, this is something special. You put it in, you played it, and you're like, this is something special. And it's a formula that's still used to this day in video games. It was, a prototype. It was like, it's just, it's amazing. I'm getting excited. And the thing is, I'm even a guy that's kind of fallen out of love with the Zelda franchise over the years, but I still have a spot in my heart for it.
Oh, yeah.
One last thing. I'm so sorry, because like I said, Jim gave me a lot of thoughts. He mentioned Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Gear.
That was one of the first games that I realized video games are something special, because I actually cried playing that game as a kid, because there's this one scene, and I hope I'm not spoiling this for anyone, because it's a game that came out in like the 90s.
I think you're safe.
But you fight a boss, and her name's Sniper Wolf, and you end up beating her, but then you find out she's not really a bad guy. She's just like this mercenary that doesn't know any better, and she grew up in this war-torn country, and she has this great, amazing monologue as she's dying in the snow, and it's this super dramatic movie moment, and it fucking chokes you up to watch it, and then I'd never had that moment with a video game. I'm getting kind of goosebumps just talking about it, but that was one of those moments where you're just like, this is fucking special. This is nothing's going to be the same after this for me as far as video games, and that kind of set my high standard for what a story can be in video games. So,
wow. Yeah, it is that good, and it's still that good. There's still amazing storylines being written. And I never really play. I'm not a completist guy. I don't really care if I get to the end of most video games. I get it, you know. I mean, I know you do, but it's just not who I am. But this last Call of Duty, Ghosts, that's the first time. Like I got in the middle of the day, and I'm like, oh, I'll just play a bit on lunch and see what it's about, and I'm gonna play the campaign because I never do that. And I played for like 2 hours. Like I was just in there. I was finally into these characters because they weren't just like a bunch of hard-ass soldiers running around. Like
like brothers after, it's like, yeah.
Yeah, it was fantastic, and I still go back once in a while.
I'll tell you, and you know me, I've said it multiple times. I'm not a big Call of Duty fan, but they actually have Kevin Spacey in the new Call of Duty game, and he's in the commercials. Yeah, and the character's modeled after him. He did all the motion capture for it. He did the voiceover work for it and everything. And that alone makes me want to play the campaign for the new Call of Duty. And I might end up picking it up once it goes to like the bargain bin, just so I can play the campaign with Kevin Spacey. So.
Oh, there's our reminder.
We ran over and we still have a call left.
Yeah,
oh
we
my
did.
gosh. You know what? It's just Joel. Fuck him. I kid.
He was already on one whole show, or what, 2 whole shows or whatever.
2 shows. What do you want?
Calling in now.
God. Yeah, Joel Siegel returns to our airwaves now.
Hey, VOR and listening Vorons, it is your old pal, Joel Siegel. I had seen an update on the internet about calling in and talking about video games. I have to confess, if you don't already know, I am a huge Zelda fan, huge. So a lot of my video game roots lie with Nintendo. The first Zelda game I played was Link's Awakening on the Game Boy, as a matter of fact.
There it is again!
It was one of my favorite Zeldas. In the case of arcade games, I used to play a lot of Rampage, a real favorite, kind of a hometown favorite for some of us Chicagoans, as it was made by Midway Games that had gone under a few years ago. But in the case of referring to Zelda games, what are any of your favorite Zelda games out there, morons? Maybe both Ed, Carl, Mike can all tell us any of theirs if they played any of them. Otherwise, it'd be really cool to hear about what you guys think of the Zelda franchise. All right, morons, may the Force be with that ass, or rather, I should say, may the Triforce be with that ass.
Ooh!
Love it.
That guy's a fucking
really
pro.
cool.
I just love the fact that Link's Awakening came up again. And it's not one of those games that a lot of people put out as their favorite, because a lot of people will go with A Link in Time, or the Super Nintendo one, Link to the Past. That's it. And then the Ocarina of Time for the Nintendo 64 are usually people's go-to. But I think as people rediscover Link's Awakening for the Game Boy, I think a lot of people are realizing how amazing that game was. So I'm glad to hear more people saying that they like that one. So.
What was the game, like the first Link game on the Wii?
Oh, that was
Twilight Princess?
That was a Link to These Nuts.
Boom! That's great.
Nice.
But seriously, Twilight Princess was the first one on the Wii.
Okay.
He's nuts.
Yeah. Because I mean, for me, I don't know. Like the first one, it's really close to my heart. It's the first Link. Like I was saying earlier, played the hell out of it, and the second, I forget the name of the second Legend of Zelda.
It was Link. It was Link's Adventure, like Zelda 2: Link's Adventure, I think.
Yeah. I really love that. I really liked that. It was still true, but the graphics were better.
I didn't like it because of the side-scrolling sections of it.
I didn't mind. I like the side-scrolling made more sense to me, and it felt more advanced because of things like we're playing Castlevania at the time, so side-scrolling made more sense than just running around this weird over-the-top view of a castle, because then you're not just going to other rooms, you're going up and down and other rooms. So, but other than that, like again, I was out of it for a while, and then when I moved to Orlando, that was the time that I got exposed to that one on the Wii, and then Joel got me up to date. The other Joel Carroll, got me up to date with like the story of Link. I'm like, well, that's a different Link. That doesn't make any sense. And how can they just keep having this Link? He's like, no. The Link is like the chosen one. There's like a legend.
Yeah.
And if we ever did a Link show here on VOR, all it would be is, I think, if Mike and I decide to show up, it'll be like Carl and Joel Siegel, and really just, you don't even have to wind up Joel Siegel. You just say, hey, you want to talk about Link or Zelda? And you just put them there and you walk away. And it won't stop. Not a bad thing. He just knows. Like I know Star Wars. He knows Link. It's crazy.
And I'll tell you, I'm always surprised by the staying power of the Zelda franchise, not because it's not good, but fewer and fewer people are having their first experience with video games with Nintendo systems. Nintendo isn't as prevalent. I mean, they're still a big company, but I think especially when it comes to home consoles, people are more prone to buy a Sony or a Microsoft console. So I'm not. It's really strange to me that these Nintendo properties are still super popular all these years later, even though people aren't playing as many Nintendo systems. I don't know. It's just really interesting, but I think it says a lot about how good the game and the stories are and how endearing the characters are to these people, that even though Nintendo isn't the top of the pile anymore, they still have franchises that resonate with people. So,
and I think that's exactly it. Because if you look at things like, if you look at the Looney Tunes, Saturday morning cartoons are officially over, but Looney Tunes haven't been on there since like maybe 15, 20 years. And even then, what were we watching? We're watching cartoons that are then 20 years old, 30 years old, 50 years old. So those characters still endure. People still get that shit tattooed on them and put decals of it on their car. And let's look at Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
Is there any Mickey Mouse, anything that you guys enjoy? Because frankly, I don't. But I like Mickey Mouse.
But I was always more of a Chip and Dale and Donald Duck guy myself.
Oh, I know you like Chippendales.
Yeah, character does sell. Which then takes us into like Disney Infinity and Marvel Infinity, and that's a whole other show. We can
It's like a rebirth. Yeah, but that's good. That's true. That's like a rebirth for these characters through video games.
These characters, and it links video games to action figures. Like your action figure is your video game now.
Zelda, a link to the action figures.
Well, I mean, think about it. Like Disney Infinity, now it's Marvel Infinity, but I also saw there are separate little like plug-and-play versions that are Ninja Turtles, like an Infinity for Ninja Turtles, and there's one for DC characters, and it's just like, what's next? What's next? Smurfs? What?
Smurf Infinities.
Smurfinities.
Smurf on these.
Smurf on these nuts. Guys, we need to kill this. I gotta get to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
boys.
Thank you very much for the calls, everyone. Jim, Joel, mystery caller, Jamie, even though it was last week's message.
Happy birthday!
Yeah, happy birthday again to you and Josh. So.
Happy birthday, Jamie. Me and Mikey say happy birthday.
Yay! Mikey and Mikey say happy birthday.
Aw.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, we'll be back next week. We got more shows coming your way. We're not done yet. For those of you upset, someone was upset about talking about how we might do another Star Wars show before the end of the year. Like, we might. Like, we might do a Rebels show, but we're guaranteed to talk about Star Wars stuff.
I mean, hell, we talked about a lot of Star Wars stuff even tonight, and it was a video game episode. So.
I know. We can
happen.
Right, dicks.
Totally. So we'll be back next week, but in between then, you don't have to let the love die. You can go to vorradio.com, and there are links to past shows, and we got a lot. We got a lot of video. We got a lot of audio. If you're not into that kind of thing. If you love the Star Wars, we do recommend checking out the audio archives. And there's even some that Carl was gracious enough to put on video, VOR Classic.
Yeah.
And a lot of the discussions are just as relevant as they are today as they were however many years ago, and they're pretty goddamn. We're not that funny anymore, but that's gold. Check it out.
I'm going to take the blame for that one. The show went
Whatever.
once I came on, so. You know what? The worst part is, though, there's going to be a bunch of assholes like, he's right. It went downhill once Carl came on. Type, send.
You're right.
I gotta tell you, Carl. I've gotta tell you, and this is the last thing I'll ever say for the week. It's like I'm a Van Hagar fan.
Oh no.
Wow.
Yep.
All right. I don't know how I feel about that.
I'm a Van Hagar fan.
Okay. I'm not going to say I think less of you, but I'm just kind of shocked, to be honest with you.
That's an interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I like Van Halen, but I saw Van Halen with Hagar, and it really was genuinely good.
Oh, yeah.
For some reason, it owns my heart.
And I think that's also a big part of it. Did you get to see with David Lee Roth in concert?
Never seen it with Roth.
There it is. I'll give you that one because I've went and seen some shitty performers perform live, and I liked them a lot more because I just seen them live. Especially country acts, because a lot of country acts used to come through the county fair, Skim County Fair, and we used to go there with the girlfriend and everything, and go see Tim McGraw or whoever was kind of not the top of the pile anymore, just kind of falling down one tier, so he's back to doing county fairs. And you walk away from those shows. I didn't even have to know any of the songs or even like him before going in, but it was a fun show and I enjoyed it. So right. I'll give you that. So.
See.
All right. Well, I think that should be it for today. Do you want to get your voicemail or email read on the show? Go to VORradio.com. We got all that contact information, how to do that, the limitations, and the instructions, like no licensed music. So.
Yes, please. No music. Leave that to the experts.
So,
cool.
VORradio.com.
Yes. All right, guys. We'll see you next week. And we're on the Facebook page. We're very active. Come check us out. And Mikey, Carl, I'm gonna miss you.
This is our last show ever.
For a week.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
All right, guys. May the Force
be with
that arse.